Thank you, Dean. Excuse me. A former special education teacher for 30 years, Mike Barr decided to blend his career with the passion for soccer. At Eastern Pennsylvania Youth Soccer, Barr is currently an instructor and mentor for Top Soccer and the technical director of the Olympic Development Program. He's also a high school coach at Kennett High School. In Mike's first 20 years of coaching at Strathaven High School, his team won, now get this, 13 league titles, 5 D1 titles, has 5 PIAA state championships. He's been a coaching instructor on and off the field through U.S. soccer coaching licenses to lectures and workshops, not only in the state and regional, but also nationally. In his early years of supporting ODP, Mike worked tirelessly to develop the girls' side of the program. But now, as the director of ODP, he is responsible for coordinating coaching courses throughout the state. Also, as national staff coach for U.S. Soccer, Mike is the national youth licensed instructor and played a critical role in developing U.S. Soccer's new grassroots coaching pathway, which was implemented in January of 2018. Mike's true passion is with his kids on a soccer field, and it shows to everyone who meets him, and it inspires all of the teams he's had the pleasure of coaching or mentoring. Please join me in offering a tremendous amount of gratitude and congratulations to the winner of the Dr. Thomas Fleck Award, Mike Barr.
This is quite an honor for me to win the prestigious Tom Fleck Award. I remember clearly the first time I met and watched Tom as a soccer educator. It was Saturday, March 11th, 1989. I was just named the Assistant Director of Coaching in Eastern Pennsylvania. We were holding our annual workshop at Lafayette College. Now listen, our clinicians were Anson Dorrance of North Carolina, Lou Meal of Philadelphia Textile, and Bob Rigby of NASL and National Teamkeeper. I don't even know if you remember this, but Bob Rigby was the first soccer player on the cover of Sports Illustrated. And finally, Dr. Tom Fleck, the Director of Coaching for Florida and the U.S. Soccer Coaching Instructor. So it was really an impressive day. I had recently received my A license, and I was struggling big time with early success as a high school coach and attempting to be a confident, knowledgeable, and dynamic U.S. soccer instructor. For the workshop, I was responsible for bringing in a group of kids 6 to 8 years old for Dr. Fleck's session. I called a club close to Lafayette campus and asked if they could bring about 10 to 12 players for Tom's session. 6 to 8-year-olds, it's going to be tough. Instead of just having 12 kids, there was 20 kids, and the ages were 5 to 12, and they were all wandering around the field house. I met the parents, provided a ball, provided T-shirts, and I just thought this isn't going to be a mess. This is going to be a true mess. So my real occupation at that time was as a special education teacher working with students who had behavior and emotional issues. But in observing these kids, I knew it would take a miracle to get them calmed down or capture their attention. But I did feel a small sense of relief. It wasn't me attempting to run the session, but I felt concerned that Dr. Fleck will forever blame me for placing him in a position that was bound to be chaotic. So after introducing Dr. Fleck and the players, I tried to blend in with the crowd. I pulled my hood up and just stepped back, and I was just, it was going to be just horrible. So what happened is he brought them together, a mixture of girls and boys, all different ages and abilities, and the magic began. Through humor, a calming voice, and a keen awareness of the players' abilities, he created a session that was amazing. He held the attention of each player, but would answer questions of the coaches in attendance as well. I was amazed and inspired. He had them working in pairs or groups, playing to meet simple goals. He would bring in individual players to demonstrate not just soccer skills, but a variety of physical skills appropriate for the kids. He had them engaged the entire time. Driving home after dinner and listening to Dr. Fleck, I came to an amazing discovery. Why not apply successful teaching strategies, current research, and teaching players based on age and ability to our soccer training? I was a bit late to the party because Tom and almost every Fleck Award winner had been discussing and applying those principles to coaching youth soccer for a while. I have been lucky to instruct, observe, and meet every recipient of this award, but I feel my contributions pale to these soccer educational innovators. I can't help but question why I was selected. I continue to balance coaching and soccer education with being a special education teacher in the Wallingford-Swarthmore School District. In 2010, I became the director of coaching in Eastern Pennsylvania. Being around successful individuals has led me to this award. Charlotte Moran, Chris Jones, and Bob Ermans are names you're probably not aware of, but they impacted me for a number of years, and they were all instrumental in getting women's soccer started in Pennsylvania. Last year, I was fortunate enough to receive also the Charlotte Moran Award from US Soccer. Two other people have been very influential in my career. Lou Atkinson and Gary Stevenson have been close friends, and they support me all through the time that I've been coaching. And I was thinking as I came up here that either one of those two had to be responsible for nominating me for this award. My CEO, Chris Branscombe, allowed me to continue to coach high school and train a few clubs, though I was a full-time employee for Eastern Pennsylvania. As a soccer educator, I felt if I wasn't teaching, guiding, and working with various ages of soccer players, how much credibility would be attached to my presentations, clinics, courses I instruct, and any advice I give the students I'm working with. Probably the most important person who continues to support me all my life, my coaching activities, is my wife, Barbara. I have missed birthdays, soccer games that my 4 children played, including numerous college games. I actually missed a wedding of my sister and a brother, but don't be too harsh on me. I attended the other 8 weddings of my brothers and sisters. I'm the oldest of 11, okay? She was the perfect soccer wife and mother, and I would call about one of my children playing in a game when I was away at a soccer game or a coaching course or overseas somewhere. The conversation went kind of like this. Hi, honey, what's the score? She would turn to ask another parent next to her, what's the score? Thinking I didn't hear the other parent, she would reply, 3-0. So I would ask, how's Mike playing? She quickly asked again. And she would reply, oh, really well. By now, I knew she was just holding the phone so other parents could provide answers to her. Has he scored any goals? And I heard 2 or 3 voices say 2. She eventually balanced my demeanor. Seriously, I was crazed to win at all costs at one time. And I put high expectations on my children, and let that be a message to all of you. You want your kids to succeed, but be gentle in how you handle them. She recognized that soccer is just a game, and how her children perform on the field, whether they're all league, state select, playing in college, has no bearing on the love she felt for the kids. It took me a long time to recognize that these crucial games and performances become less and less important as my children became adults and began to have their own children. I want to thank all the amazing players I've had over the years, thousands. They brought me recognition and opportunities within US Soccer's community I thought I would never receive. Finally, one favor to ask of all of you. I always felt USU Soccer's slogan, the game for all kids was so incredibly powerful and thought-provoking. So please, everyone, make sure it really is still the game for all kids moving forward. Thank you.